This is going to be a walkthrough specifically designed to focus on the electrical. We're going to look at the spaghetti mess that was there between what Dad did and what was there before. And then I'm going to then we're going to walk through and look at the electrical panels, and then we're going to finish out back looking at the meters. There is electric run out here as we have a ceiling fan. This was an addition put on. But above us is actually two solid bedrooms with electrical outlets and stuff like that above us. We still have the drop ceiling in there because we weren't certain what we were going to do here. Though that may be something we're taking out here shortly. Alright, so Joe's going to pan up towards some of the electrical spaghetti. We're not going to concentrate too much on the spaghetti mess. It's got to come out, that's clear. But as to where and when, nothing. We got to figure out where we're going to put bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff. And this is why I'm asking help from my friends and if I gotta pay some electricians. We could possibly at least open this wall up. This wall he's showing is a load-bearing wall, and turn it into either a bathroom or a bedroom. And we'll need electrical over here. This here was a gas fireplace at one time, and then Dad had an electrical fireplace here. You can kind of see the frame of it. It really isn't too much worth noting, but back in here's another bedroom. Whoopsie, with some electrical up there. And we don't know if this bedroom, I doubt this is going to stay the same size. What the heaters you see on these grounds are not baseboard heaters. Right now they're boiler heating. And it's one of the questions that I'm even making this video for, is because I'm trying to figure out if we stick with the boiler heat, which is here. Is this open?
No.
It doesn't. It's got to go out and open it from this side. Back in there's like a little mechanical closet you can only see from Joe's apartment, which is an upstairs apartment. We're not going to, there's some plumbing issues. This used to be the kitchen. This is hardwired for 240 here as it sits, but as you'll see, we are probably even going to move out, and almost definitely have to move out the electrical boxes. More spaghetti mess. There was literally at least 3 different electrical runs at some point in time. Alright, so here's the meat and the potatoes. Joe, yours is upstairs, right? You're a box. You have your own access. This is one of the boxes. This was the boxes for this apartment that we're standing in. And clearly it's got more serviceability, but I don't know if it's got enough juice. We are thinking about moving it possibly over to this wall, and we'll show you why in a second. While we're here, you might as well sweep around. This is probably going to be another bedroom, and it may be exactly as you see it. We got to do some measurements yet. But that said, there's baseboard heating that comes onto the ground here. As you can see all the way around, the problem is if I keep the baseboard, do I have to rip the ground? Not baseboard, I'm sorry. Boiler heating. If I keep the baseboard heating, you can comment if you'd like, Joe, every now and then when you hear something, you say something. I hear every now and then you're kind of, if we see the baseboard, if we keep the boiler heating, we're going to have to rip the floor up, at least in places like this where it goes under the floor.
So we cap it off.
Until we cap it off. Well, if we're going to keep it,
right,
we'll have to move it, because if this bedroom moves over next door,
right, we have to move, dig it up, cap it off.
Like this room actually may be all right as long as we're going to keep it as a bedroom in here. Right. But there are other places it dives under the floor.
Well, we also can turn our bedrooms long ways too.
Right.
So this way.
Right.
I just thought about that.
Yeah, and that could be an exit door too, because we really are missing it. And that brings us. All right. Oh, you got that?
I got this. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'll do some editing. All right, we are actually stepping into what used to be a studio apartment. We're going to put a washer dryer almost undoubtedly, just because it's a perfect spot for it up and down there. But then when we get in here is a much smaller panel, as Joe pointed out. If we're going to go to 240 baseboard heating, right now we got one 240 for the stove and one for the electric dryer. This place does have gas in it and can run a gas stove options, but if the service is there, I'd rather keep the options open. I'd rather have, hey, you want to use a gas is there. If you want to go with a 240, that's there too. It is just a studio, and we kind of got to realize whoever's here when they're buying into it or buying into less options. But the more we can offer up front and the more we can adapt later. Now, this is going to be kind of a mess. Maybe we should walk outside.
I'm going to.
I'll move this.
No, you're good. You're good.
So this is the studio apartment. It's still generally put together. We've left the walls up. We think we might keep this pretty much as it was with some adaptations. That said, there's textured ceilings. Christy's not looking forward to that staying. We don't believe, there's no reason to believe there's insulation up there any more than there is here.
They're not.
And above us is your kitchen here? That drop down, dining room above us.
No, we're not even above it. We're done out of it.
So really there's nothing here. We could actually not worry about insulation because it's not about soundproofing, right?
Right. They ain't nothing above this.
Yeah, so this does not have to be soundproofed. All right, we're getting close to the end of this video. It's getting kind of longer than I expected to begin with. The last thing I really want to look at, and this is especially for I'm having my buddy come out and take a look at all this later. I hope to get this up a little bit for him. So this was legitimately set up for 3 apartments. Burnsworth came out and was shocked at that. But there, I knew I got 2 separate electric bills. I didn't know I got the 3rd one until Bob, who just moved so we could do this project, called and said he was having it transferred into my name. So there are three separate things. What I don't know, is there enough to feed baseboard heating if I decided to go that route? Or was this just one feed come down with whatever amps that it was for a single house, but then they just divided it up? Darren's saying, my buddy's saying most likely, and if I'm Darren, you're saying most likely that this is 3 separate feeds. That would be great. That'd be nice to know I have that option, but we don't know. If you want to kind of zoom in there a little bit closer, or at least walk up there a little bit closer and take a nice slow sweep across all that, so that he can see all 3 of them. I mean, I don't know what he looks for and what he wouldn't, and and all that stuff. So they just say it for separate. They each have their own shut-offs. As a matter of fact, we got the downstairs completely shut off because we got wires hanging all over.
Right.
So that's the electrical walk around with all my concerns. I'm gonna do one for architectural or structural stuff maybe tomorrow or the next day. And then plumbing will be fun. We'll be poking our head under the floor as best as we can. We've opened it up a couple of different places, but we may even open up a couple more just to get a look. We definitely got to figure out just before Bob left, the toilet was back down. That's electrical. This is electrical. And everything else.
We're probably going to end up putting some windows in it.
Yeah. Structural windows are going to have to
come out.
And there's a couple of floor features that I thought were worse than I think they are. But again, all right. That should be a long enough video. Thanks for coming along. I'll talk to you all later.